Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. It is late in the day and I always like to stroll through my garden at night just before I go in and call it a night, and I thought I'd just bring you with me. I got Mom sitting here with me and we getting ready to do our last walkthrough of the garden. At least that's what we call it. Our last walkthrough of the day, where we just check in on things and see how it's doing. Now, I got some water running because I'm watering a few of my green stalks at the moment. And of course, I brought my harvest basket because you never know when you need to grab something up and put it in your basket. So come on, let's walk in the garden and see some of the things that have changed. And I've added a couple of things I think are really cool that I want to show you. Y'all, we just harvested this. Was that just yesterday? We harvested all of these mustard greens down there and some of the lettuce just yesterday, and it's already coming back. And y'all know those mustard greens are on the stove right now cooking for the meal for this week. So we're going to enjoy those mustard greens. While I'm out here, I just keep moving the hose to the different green stalks, getting them watered for the evening. Y'all, it is September 20th and it got up to almost 90 degrees today, y'all. That's hot. That's really hot for September 20th. But we are going to have rain this week for the first time, probably in a month. We have a chance of rain every day starting tomorrow. So hopefully the garden can get some much needed natural rain. That's always better than that city water. I got some things that are just dying and calling it quits for the year. And y'all, look at this. I just wanted y'all to see this right here. Y'all see that? That is a potato plant that's coming in again. I harvested volunteer potatoes over here earlier this season, and now I got another one coming up right there. I got a couple melon that are trying to come in. I think it's too late for those melons though. All right, we'll get that strawberry tower watered. I got things that are calling it done for the year. Oh my goodness, there is a huge cucumber over there. Did you know there was a big cucumber over here? There's a huge one. Well, we missed that cucumber. I didn't think anything would even grow over here with that being as dead as it is. So this was the cucumber vine. And way down here, there's a beautiful cucumber, even though that vine is just as dead as a doornail, y'all. We'll go ahead and water these flowers. Y'all, for the first time ever, I actually put a ton of flowers in pots throughout my garden. And I believe that has really, really helped with the overall performance of everything in the garden that needs a pollinator. My mom never wants to see another piece of okra because the okra is just going crazy this year. Mom really don't want me to water this okra at all. She wants it to die. But, you know, hey, it's trying to survive and I'm going to help it survive. I'm not really trying to water, but might as well since I'm standing out here with it. And these little flowers, y'all, they are still like trying to survive. I mean, there are some really nice blooms on there, even though some of them are all dried out. There are some nice blooms too. This peach tree and this whiskey barrel here is, I'm always afraid that it doesn't get enough water because it's above ground. So I always like to hit it when I'm over here watering. I want to show you this tree right here. This tree is so confused, y'all. It is so confused. I planted it last fall. It didn't have any apples on it this year, but I didn't expect it to. but it didn't start giving me new leaves until just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then it turned around and bloomed on me. Like, it's September. This tree should not be blooming. It's an apple tree, but it's confused. Maybe by next year it can figure it out. All right, let me show you what I've added to the garden. Look at that. I added this beautiful wind spinner to the garden. A company reached out to me and they said, hey, would you like one? And I said, sure, because I am trying to work on my garden art. And if the wind was blowing, which is not, isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. And they come in so many different colors. And I thought this was perfect because it matches my she shed. It just matches everything that I'm trying to do over here in the garden. So this red color is beautiful. I think they call it a tulip. And it has two parts. There's the top that spins by itself, and then the bottom spins as well. Isn't it just gorgeous? That's going to be so pretty when I finish this area. And yes, I said I was not doing anything else over here. Okay, maybe just a little bit more over here, just a little bit. Since I'm redesigning the main garden area, I have an extra bed or two. And so we're gonna move some green stalks around, nothing major, just a little bit of green stalk moving around for next year. But it's gonna be gorgeous right next to that red wind spinners. Absolutely beautiful. Now I will have a link to this wind spinner in the description below if that's something you're interested in. It's just really beautiful. When they reached out to me, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be this little bitty thing for the garden. I didn't realize that this thing is standing way up over me. I'm 5 feet tall, y'all. And you see how high it is? And I have it all the way in the ground. But they have so many different colors and different designs, and I'm sure there's one for you, but the link to it will be below. All right, let's see what else we got going on in the garden. There's a tomato there that needs to be harvested. So y'all, I moved these Brussels sprouts from the main garden area over here like 3 days ago, and they stood up tall. They got super happy. They're enjoying their spots. And then I accidentally chopped off the head of this broccoli right here, and it doesn't have any roots or anything on it, but I stuck it in the ground today. Let's see if it decides to survive. I got a bed just sitting in the middle here because it's got to get relocated. Y'all, there's a lot to do in the garden, and there's still a lot to be harvested, and I'm not harvesting today. Not really. Might pick up 1 or 2 things, but I'm not really trying to harvest. You pick some tomatoes? Oh, you done picked a few things. Okay. I know we wasn't really trying to harvest, but you got to get these red tomatoes. That's a big one over there. Look at that. Tomatoes came in late this year, but when they came in, y'all, they decided to come in with a bang. This thing's huge. Look at that. Here's a weird formed, it's like 2, 3. Look at that. Now, y'all know I really wasn't trying to harvest over here. I was just going to look around while we're walking through the garden, see what's going on. As Mom stands there with a massive tomato. I can't even hold that with one hand. And y'all, we just cleaned the table off last night. I gave about 5 pounds of tomatoes to a family friend, amongst other things. Anything that was on the table, y'all, I gave it to her just because I was trying to clean up the table because I'm going to be out of town for a week, and I didn't want the table to be overflowing with stuff that needed to be processed. So we decided not to process any of it and to give all of it away. Every last bit of it we gave away, and it was at least 5 pounds of tomatoes. This tomato right here, I believe, yes, this is a great white tomato right here. It's not white, but it tastes really good. In this space over here, I've started the garden redesign. So I got 2 beds in already. We got a long ways to go with the garden redesign, y'all, but it was too hot and I quit. Oh, my cantaloupe, my last cantaloupe took a tumble. That's the last one. That's the last one. I grew a ton of cantaloupes this year, y'all, and that's the last one that's ready to be harvested. That won't sit up there. So it was a total of, what'd I say, 10 cantaloupes, 2 honeydews, and there's another variety, I don't remember the name, but I harvested quite a few of those as well. There's a little patty pan squash, or scallop, whichever one you want to call it. It means the same thing. I've already canned some of my peas here, these shelling peas, and there's still a whole bunch to pick out here, and there's a table full that I still need to process. So now that that last cantaloupe has taken a tumble, I can get this bed out as well. Nope, I can't. I forgot. Mom got okra over here. Can't take it out just yet. Mom's got to eat all that okra.
Tired of okra.
So we got a few tomatoes. These were volunteer tomatoes coming in back there. I don't even harvest them, y'all. I just eat them when I'm in the garden. I don't take them inside. Y'all, look at the sweet potatoes. They are still going crazy. The sweet potatoes have been in about 120 days, and I could harvest right now. I could, but I'm not. We're going to let them go a little longer until we get a little closer to that last or first frost date, and then we'll worry about taking them out. They are starting to dry up a little bit though, but there's a whole bed of sweet potatoes. There's a grow bag of sweet potatoes and 2 plastic pots over there, but you can't tell where they start or where they end right now. They've completely taken over one of the bushes there, and they're just trailing down the sidewalk, getting ready to take over another one. And it'll probably take over this bush before I get to it, just to be honest with you. But there it is. Those are the sweet potatoes. I have collards going right here. Just a GreenStalk full of nothing but collards. Trying to keep the squirrels away from them. And then in this elevated raised bed, y'all remember when I put these little cabbages in here and I said they're not going to survive? They proved me wrong. They said, I'm coming to the party. The lettuce, I have 2 or 3 that's trying to survive. That one don't look happy. I just transplanted that one today though. This right here is the spinach, and it's up. These 4 lettuce plants here were transplanted in a couple of weeks ago. And then I got some romaine lettuce over there. So this bed is looking great as well. All right, y'all, I'm all the way around the garden. We were just taking a quick stroll, and I ended up doing some watering, and I did a quick harvest, and you got to see my latest garden art in the garden. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the little stroll that we went on while we were calling it quits and calling it the end of the day. So I won't come back out here anymore today, but I'll be back out here very soon. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications, telling your friends and family all about it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you choose to hang out with me at Kim's Cozy Corner. Bye.